I strongly disagree with some points mentioned in this dear YouTube video. People who didn't like the idea of removing dislike count are very vocal about this, but not the opposites. So I am risking to talk from another end of the spectrum. I will play some of MKBHD's points and I will say my thoughts. Let's listen.
And YouTube is one of the only platforms that actually does that, that listens to their creators and actually does things about it. So that's why I wanted to talk about this new thing that's come up, which is removing public dislikes. I don't think that's a good move. I think there are more downsides than upsides to this. Now, YouTube, they have their reasons, and we'll go over each of them because they were very clear about why they're doing this. But something to keep in mind here, context matters. It was fine, because here's the thing about the like and dislike count. When you put them together, it forms a ratio, and that ratio is the immediately glanceable piece of information that I can look at when I arrive on a video to know if it's going to be worth my time to watch it or not. And that little glanceable thing is super useful in lots of contexts. So if I show up here to watch home improvement video, how to install a new smart doorbell, and I click on a video about it, and the first video I select has 5 dislikes and 20 dislikes. That little glanceable red flag is my cue to scroll down to the comment section to find out, just like that, oh, they installed this one incorrectly, or this is an older version of the doorbell, or the install didn't work, something like that. Okay, backing out, on to the next video. Or if I'm on here looking for a way to fix something or learn something, then arriving at a video with a high dislike ratio.
I see a couple of issues in this point of view of using dislike. Not every video on YouTube is about teaching you something. There are a wide variety of topic or genre, and the like to dislike ratio is not an indication of if that is useful for you or not. People may dislike a video for many reasons. They might not like the delivery or presentation. Maybe that video is not useful for them or goes against their opinion. If it is an educational video, maybe too fast or too slow based on their current level. From countless factors, it is hard to say why people disliked it unless they comment. Someone disliked something does not necessarily mean I will also dislike it and not be useful to me. If the dislike ratio is high and still coming up for a particular search over and over anyways, then YouTube is not doing great as a search engine. People's attention span is very low on YouTube, and they click off at the first instance they become bored. So as soon as they sense a video is not useful, they click off right away. Also think, do you watch an instructional or educational video in the way he described it, like looking at likes dislikes, then reading the comments? Either you watch it or start reading the comments. Let's back to MKBHD.
So generally they're gearing this to make sure we have a good time on YouTube.com. So to me, hiding dislikes actually hurts the experience of the vast number of people using YouTube as a search engine, because it removes that glanceable bit of information that was going to help you decide if the thing you just landed on was worth spending your time on or not. So instead of looking at TikTok and Instagram, YouTube really feels more like Netflix or Amazon or Etsy even, because you get to the site, there's this huge thing at the top. It's a search bar. And so when you get to the piece of content you're looking for, there is a way for you to review if that piece was what you were looking for or not, if it's good or not. And so that's the like or dislike ratio. Like, can you imagine if Etsy got rid of 1-star ratings to protect the mental health of its sellers and to combat review bombing?
He is thinking of likes and dislikes as a review system, which it is actually not. Dislike is the button for you to say the creator, you do not like it. Review is something to tell how good or bad it is. Also, why do sellers and content creators have to be measured on the same scale? He is comparing apples and oranges here. Sellers earn money as soon as you buy the product. A content creator may or may not earn money even you watch her content. Also, a content creator has to put lots of effort knowing she may not get anything in return. MKBHD does not like the removal of dislike count, and I respect that. To me, he is on a popular side in opinion and being emotional in his logics than being critical. So I will say he is a bit emotional on his point of view.
Racking up in front of you and in front of everybody over time can be mentally taxing. but I also think that's something you put less and less weight on over time. And then I also think hiding the public counter just removes that scoreboard, but then also leaks all of that negativity into the comments section, which is worse, right? Like the comment section on YouTube is already where most of the mental health conversations I think happen when I talk to other creators. And there's already some tools that they've built,
I think the opposite. The comments section is the place where people should say what they dislike about the video. Then it would be more helpful for the creator to know exactly what people are not liking and how to improve that. Just showing the creator and other people, hey, this many people dislike the video, is not a piece of useful information for the creator.
Now, there is no video on YouTube with like a lot of views and 0 dislikes. There's always some people disliking for whatever reason. Like sometimes it's a news video with bad news and people dislike the video because they dislike the news, even if it's a good video. Sometimes it's a political video and people on the opposing side of the political aisle dislike it because they just don't like what you have to say. But if a video is getting overly disliked for no reason at all, essentially as a targeted attack, like a review bomb, then yes, there should be ways to mitigate that. And you can already disable ratings entirely on a video, but maybe that means YouTube working on new tools for this specific, pretty small use case. Maybe there's like, you can only rate the video if you've watched a certain proportion of it, something like that. So overall, I think, this change that they're making is well-intentioned, and I give them credit for that because they are thinking about creators, but I think just blanket removing the dislike count from all videos on YouTube does more harm to the user experience than problems it solves. So we all understand that dislike bombs are a thing, and we all know that the mental health of creators is very important, but I do think a more nuanced solution than just carpet removing the dislike counter from every video would probably work better. But hey, that's just my opinion, and maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. Matter of fact, if you do agree, you can leave a like on this video. If you don't agree, you can leave a dislike. That's how it's used sometimes. We can use the comment section to talk about it. And if YouTube, if you're watching this, maybe some...
In my view, removing the public dislike count helps us with better judgment. We are not influenced in our thought by other people disliking it. We can apply our own judgment to like or dislike the video. This will help the creator to make better videos as he is not a victim of mass public judgment. If we feel the need for validation in the judgment of liking or disliking a piece of content, we are not thinking freely enough. Though popular opinion is against removing the dislike count, keep in mind, something popular does not mean it is necessarily right or wrong. Your own judgment ability is your great asset. Thanks for watching this video.